You used a term in there a couple times, soil carbon, and I'm wondering if we could double click on that for the listener. One, could you just give us a primer on like what is soil carbon? How would you define it for the average person who doesn't spend their evenings and weekends watching videos about soil health? And then could you also then, second part of the question, talk a little bit about soil specifically as a solution for climate, and the storage of greenhouse gases? Because I think a lot of people think about, well, we need to plant more trees to store carbon in the trees. But I don't know if a lot of people are aware that we can also store, a lot of greenhouse gases and carbon in the soil. So could you tell us what soil carbon is and then talk about why it's like a critical solution, kind of a crux in the whole climate crisis?
One thing I'd throw out to begin with is a lot of people use the terms dirt and soil interchangeably. And anybody in the soil and soil health community, you'll notice they get really fired up about that. It's not dirt. Well, dirt is the inorganic, that's the mineral component. Like dirt has no life, right? And soil is soil because it is full of life, both, past life and existing current life. So when we talk about soil carbon, we're all carbon-based life forms, right? Like it's just a carbon cycle that's happening here. Humans to plants to microbes and everything in between, all carbon-based. So that's the organic matter component of soil. If we're growing a crop, that crop grows, that crop dies, that organic matter goes somewhere, and we know that all gets broken down by the soil microbial community, all the bacteria and fungi and all the fun stuff that are living in healthy soil. And the healthier the soil, the more of that stuff there is. So the faster the cycle and the more carbon is active in that soil. And then there are a couple of components of soil carbon. There's the active, biological piece that's cycling in and out. The soil is essentially breathing. The soil is functionally the planet's version of breathing, and the plant matter on top of that is how the planet and how the soil breathes. And then the soil carbon piece is just your remainder. Are you putting more into the soil, or are you putting more into the atmosphere? And as far as soil as a climate solution, a couple fun facts on it. We talk about the living things in the soil. One fun fact that I've heard, and Google it, I'm directionally right on this, is a teaspoon of really healthy soil has more bugs, more creatures in it than there are humans on the face of the planet. Billions, right? It's just so cool. Like there's that much in there. Also kind of gross if you ever gotten a mouthful of soil when you biffed it outside. Like you've got a lot of living stuff in there. But also when you talk about it as a climate solution, atmosphere is this huge amount of gas floating around the planet. All this carbon dioxide is a huge part of it. There's twice as much carbon in the soil as there is in the atmosphere. And that is with largely globally depleted soils from really aggressive land management tactics. So there's huge opportunity to put a lot more back, doubling the stocks in a lot of agricultural lands is absolutely feasible. And the beauty of it is it doesn't require new technology. We don't need to build direct air capture facilities, and all those things are absolutely wonderful solutions to climate. But all we got to do is just manage the land a little bit differently. Like the tools are already in existence, and we just need to understand how they work and how to incentivize them. So that's the other beauty of it is it happens at the speed that we can influence the change. There's no technological precursor that we need to invest in for the next number of decades. Like I'm not going to Mars here. We're just putting more plants on the ground and keeping them there longer. That's it.